Peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, hopefully, the Most High in your house shall is blessing your day. By His mercies, we are consumed when we're alive, like in the Most High in your house shall, but in the Most High in your house shall's body, and two are naturally alive, man. So let's go out there showing that love and kindness to one another. I just want to go into this real quick because you know what, I might kind of touch on this, even though like now, like thanks shout out to the brother send me the firstborn, and just like from uh, listening to him and meditating listen listen to him and meditating on the word and thinking about it, and also too, man, like just delving into it because and this is like I just want to come into like how like how shot comes in the volume of the book, and like this in this like and yeah, shout out to brothers firstborn from some of the firstborn too, because I think in the little classes and series you got going on in the Pat Bowl before now, he's talking about this pretty much going to custom of kings and kings, how kings operate and kingly government and things of that nature. But I want to go into this, man, because actually today in the in the Discord app I'm in, Luke 2:7, that was and that's crazy because I was just looking at that like the other like a few days ago or a week or so ago, was a verse of the day. But because a lot of times too, and how Yahushua comes in the volume of the book, because I want to go into that because because a lot of times too, like we just notice how the custom, like there's different customs of the king, how that all relate to how Yahushua. I'm gonna use this as an example, right? Because Zechariah prophecy of him riding on the donkey, things of that nature. But there was, of course, there's other places. Because listen, wasn't like even like with this too, because I'm about to with this too, because even Solomon, when he was like pretty much pronounced king, then he I would get it, but I forgot where's it at. Let me see if I find it. Was he? What did he ride up on the donkey, same as Yahushua? But I will also want to get something else that a lot of times that we can miss or overlook too. So yeah, let me grab this too, because I'm going to talk about this too. I mean, you know, because it's something to meditate on. Usually, it's something. It's crazy because there's something I did say I'll probably never go into it like that, but I might touch on it a little bit about like Yahushua's birth, Christ's birth, whatever. But it's not. Let me just grab this. Look at First Kings 2. I might have to look in Oxford for it, because let's just look at it. Yeah, let's grab this. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Cause I want to find this. No, hold on, y'all. All right, okay, I found it. Yeah, First Kings chapter 1:33. It says, "The king also said, take with your servants of your lord, and cause cause Solomon my son to ride upon my own mule, and bring him down to Guyana." So yeah, so then like so see this is like the custom of the kings, like pretty much preferably Judah, but yeah, man, but what? Because what? Let's go Ecclesiastes real quick, man, because even kind of symbolic in that nature, man. Because like I remember, I ain't talk about this in a minute, but I was actually talking about this with brothers a while back in the Discord. That man, kind of like horses, like horses kind of like in a sense represent like and it, like symbolically in a sense represent like it's not just the fact like rulership for example for example per se, because what's the saying goes in the world what, get off your high horse, like come down, like because like let's get Ecclesiastes, but it's all ties into, of course, Zechariah 9:9, because what we see here, Solomon be when he's pronounced as king, he comes as a he rides on a horse, like or mule, it says here, but a horse. It says the king also said, take them to no, I'm sorry, the king also said unto them, take with me the servants of your lord, and cause Solomon my son to ride upon my own mule, and bring him down to Guyana. So yeah, Verse 34, and let Zadok the priest and Nathan prophet anoint him their king over Israel, and blow ye a trumpet and say Yahweh save King Solomon. So yeah, so we know Yahushua did that, of course, like not the same thing, but he rode up on a horse. That was like a custom of the king. So let's go Ecclesiastes real quick, because that horses kind of represent rulership in a way, man. It says Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. It says, this actually does tie into Yahushua as well, too. This is not only talking about, this not only lines up like with Lamentations and Proverbs when it says servants shouldn't have rule over. Actually, you know what? I should grab that, because I was reading that yesterday. Was that yesterday or a while back? Let's grab that real quick. It's not only lining up with this, but let's go grab that. Where's that at? Proverbs. Yeah, station rule. That's not. I think it's 19. Yeah. Yeah. Proverbs 19 and 10. I'm gonna read it in the Good News translation. It says, "Fools should not live in luxury, and slaves should not rule over noblemen." So yeah, it's not only talking about now, because Second Esdras, 655, and Deuteronomy 7 and 6, the Lord did put Israel to govern in all other nations, but since due to our wickedness and disobedience, you'll be the tail, not the head. So that's on that level. It's talking about that too. Ecclesiastes 10 and 6, but it's also talking about here, and also too in Lamentations as well. I forgot where at in Lamentations, but this is all talking about Yahushua. It says, "I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth." So yeah, it ties into Philippians 2 and 7 as well, because what Yahushua do? They said, listen, but he came as a servant pretty much. But that horses. But notice how it says horses, because that represents like rulership, but being on top of a horse, being like a king. That was like the custom, man. That what happened with Solomon. That's why. I'm gonna get into it. That's why, I might do a series talk about that, but more. But the great Solomon is here. But like Matthew 12:42, but that's neither. I don't know. I'm gonna do that, but yeah, man. But as we see there, man, as we see here, let's read this again. Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. "I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth." So yeah, isn't Yahushua what, the Prince of Peace? But it's king, but the Prince of Peace, because Yahushua is the ultimate king, the Most High is the ultimate king, but Yahushua is the king too, but it's just more of Isaiah 9 and 6. But yeah, man, but he came as a servant. So yeah, so also too. So yeah, man, we see that, as we see here, man, that's just like we see that with the Zechariah, and we read with Solomon and the Yahushua getting on king. That was the custom of the king. But let's also go into this too, because I was just looking at this. I really, a few minutes ago, was just looking at this. Let's get the Wisdom of Solomon real quick, man, because let's grab this too. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 and verse because this is the verse of the day, not this one, but Luke 2. Wisdom of Solomon, because this all Yahushua what says. Listen, the book is this is all the testimony about Yahushua. It comes in the volume of the book. I was nursed in swaddling clothes. And that with cares. I'm reading this again. It says, "I was nursed with swaddling clothes, and that with care." So yeah. So yeah, man, let's grab this too. Let's go Luke 2 now. So this is because actually when you look this up, what swaddling means, it was like a promise of a king, man. Why a baby would be wrapped in swaddling clothes? Because natural babies, pretty much especially in that ancient world, during that time that would happen. But really, it was a really promise. It was really for a king. That was a custom of the king, for him to be wrapped, because it's like the Lord's anointed, man. So and we're going to read the next verse after that. But let's read this real quick. Luke 2, verse 7, it says, and she brought him her firstborn son, and wrapped him with swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. So yeah, see, notice how see this is a custom as well, man. Like, yeah, but it's also going to your house shot, like kind of like Zechariah. I mean, Zechariah, what we read in 1 Kings 1:33, how Solomon is riding upon the horse, or riding upon the horses, declaring as king, being declared as king as a sign for somebody that's being crowned king. Just like Yahushua did, this is something to sign as well. But when we read verse 5, like here, you know, it says no other king had this birth, because if you read on up, it says, listen, he was Solomon was birth of a seed of a man, like pretty much, and it says, let's read the next verse. See, it says, for there was no king that had any other beginning of birth. So see now, yeah, see now, here's where we're about to get into, man. How we gonna get into this Matthew 12:42. See, listen, because pursuing looking at the word, because I told myself I really don't go back and forth on this, never did, because my stance was like, listen, I never even worried about it, like how I was born, pretty much. I pretty much concerned with what he preached and how he lived and what he taught us to do, how we supposed to keep the faith in him and the Most High, and obedient to the instructions and to the gospel, and work on the inward man each of these days, and realize that our own enemy is ourselves. That's what Yahushua came to do, was save us from ourselves. Like, shoot, Notorious said, the Biggie movie said, he said, like, even Diddy's character, the guy that played Diddy in it, he said something true though. Like, we can't change the world unless we change ourselves, and that's not only of course we change ourselves, we change the inward man, change the inner kingdom, but even the world, the world of Israel, because a lot of times too, our people, we try to, like the Brother Chronicles of Judah said, man, listen, it all starts at home, man. It starts in not only physical home, like my home right now, but your inward, your house, because isn't the body temple? The body is the Lord's house, pretty much, like John 2. Like, listen, the temple he spoke of his body, the Lord's house, it starts with you. Yeah, Michael Jackson said, the man in the mirror starts with you. So that's what it is. He came to save us from us. But but also too, him being born of the word, and also too for Yahushua to like the brothers assembly firstborn even said, and that's very true. Like, if you really think and meditate on it, because if he came through a seed of a man, it will be kind of, it will be defiled. One, it will be defiled. But listen, that's where the Matthew 12:42 comes into play, right? Because it's really like he came through Mary, pretty much, just to show how he related to the promise, how he related to how we related to the promise and the nation and of David, pretty much, and all this and Abraham and all that stuff, pretty much. But for him to be the kinsman redeemer, to save us from sin and death, then yeah, he has to be born of the word. He has to not have a natural father. So that would make that makes sense, man. So usually I told myself, but listen, I really never go on these topics, but since this kind of came up, I was like, no, I'm gonna talk about, because it says it wasn't Solomon, no other king had any other birth. But see, that's why a greater Solomon is here, because listen, no other king was sent to save us from sin and death. So that's why his was different. So two things, because one might look at it and say, oh yeah, see, but no, it's just like no other king was here to save us from sin and death. No other king, and that just he shout out to brother Simeon's firstborn, and other brothers say as well, that's why he's the Most High. He was the Most High, man, manifested in the flesh. He was like him personified, man. Like my brother said at my grandpa's funeral, man. He said, listen, I'm a grandpa, he said it. He said when he talked at the funeral, he said, "Man, I'm a living embodiment of my grandfather, man, of my grandpa, man. I'm of Leroy Hammond. That was my grandfather's name. But so yeah, man, that's pretty much what it was. That's why that Philippines going to. That's why Philippines said what it said. Because what Joseph, just like with Joseph, the bottom of the book again. Like, listen, he only enthroned, he said, Pharaoh said, you're gonna be greater than me. But other than that, he was pretty much equal to him. So that's is what it is. And just like that 1 Samuel 2:25 goes into, listen, if man sins against another man, there can be reconciliation with that. Whether it be, the judges, or through the Most High, Yahushua, priest, whatever, intermediary he has between that. But if we sinned against the Most High, Yahushua, we sinned against them. So the Lord himself, the Most High himself, had to manifest person in flesh has to save us from that. So just like we read with Achan and Joshua, like that was against the Lord. Nobody can treat him for that. That was against the Lord. Like, even Samuel. I mean, not Samuel. I'm sorry, Saul. That was against, like, the Lord. So it is what it is. But let's get this Matthew 12. And listen, if you even have the belief that, like, if you listen, like Joseph is the father of things in nature, I ain't going. It is what it is. Cause I said I told myself, I think I told you many times here, like I never got into it, but since the topic arrived, I was like, okay, cool. And like you realizing overcoming sin and death, yeah, this king Yahushua will have to come from, like, really to be his second Adam. Like, cause Adam was born of the Lord. Like, he's born and have a natural father. So same thing as in that. Of course the second Adam, man. So he was the firstborn. He's the firstborn son of the Most High. I mean, even before Adam. So, but anyway, Matthew chapter 12 and verse 42. It says, the queen of south shall rise in the judgment against this generation, and it shall condemn it. For she came in the uttermost parts of earth, and to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And behold, a greater Solomon is here. So see, that's why a greater Solomon is here. So that's why we just looked at that, man, because that's just is what it is too, man. So that's why when it says no king had any other birth, and we might see that, like, but more you think on it and meditate, y'all brothers and sisters might disagree. That's cool, but think on it, meditate on it, like, to save us from sin and death. Yeah, no natural king can do that. No man coming from a seed of a natural man can do that, man. It's going to have to be like, that's why he's greater Solomon's here. But also going to how, like, this, I also want to go into that dichotomy of how just like Solomon rode on a horse, like that Zechariah 9, like, we read in Ecclesiastes, and also too, like how Yahushua rode on a horse, things that nature to be crowned as king. That was like a custom of the kings. Also too, this is a custom of the king, because him being because it's crazy, because I think Solomon is the only one on, and it's crazy that the greater Solomon is, because what it is too, that's crazy, right? That's what. That all lines up. Let's look at that. Right? It just goes to show you the wisdom of the Lord, right? Because Solomon was the wisest man, second wisest man. Well, at the time, it's the wisest man that ever walked the earth, right? But now, Yahushua is the wisest man that ever walked on the earth, because what we just read, greater than Solomon is here, man, because, like, because why through the preaching of the kingdom, the gospel is going to be preached, and and those aspects of, like, of faith, of course, like, of what Solomon would say, things of that nature, of course, because Yahushua comes to the volume of the book. You look at things spiritually, but that wasn't the time for the gospel. Now the gospel was, like, Yahushua had to see the gospel being preached. So that's why it just goes into, like, let's go to Proverbs 21, because I just finished reading this, like, because it just goes to show you how pretty much, even though both had the wisdom of the Lord, but Yahushua's wisdom, like, is going to lead, like, his wisdom is going to lead to the everlasting life. Even though nothing wrong with Solomon as well, like, nothing wrong. I'm just not saying that as well. I'm just saying, like, but my point is being both, because it's all wisdom of the Lord. Pretty much how the wisdom of the Lord trumps the wisdom of the, like, the world, man. I just wanted to touch on that. Like, human wisdom, brilliance, insight, they are no help if the Lord is against you. Yeah, that lines up with that 1 Corinthians 3. Real quick, the wisdom of the world is foolishness with the Most High. But I know I'm kind of digressing with that, because I'll come going off into another topic with that. But yeah, hopefully this is edifying for y'all brothers and sisters, man. Yeah, man, I just want to touch on that, man, real quick, man. So peace.